All right, guys, so we're going to look at Lesson 8, Session 5, and we're going to start on page 191. So let's look at the example. A bag of peanuts costs $2.16 and a granola bar costs $1.08. A group of 4 friends buys 3 bags of peanuts and 1 granola bar to share. They decide to split the cost equally. How much does each friend pay? Look at how you could show your work using algorithms. So we find the cost of peanuts by multiplying $2.16 by the 3 bags of peanuts. Then we find the total cost by taking that $6.48 and adding $1.08 for the granola bar. We end up with $7.56. Then we take that and we divide it by 4 for the 4 friends, and we get $1.89. So each friend pays $1.89. Now, to find a softball player's batting average, divide the player's number of hits by the player's number of turns at bat. Kazuko has 26 hits and 125 turns at bat. Savannah has 11 hits and 50 turns at bat. Who has a greater batting average? So, let's start with Kazuko. All right, so 26 hits divided by 125. Well, can 2 answer the door? No. Can 26 answer the door? No. So I have to add a decimal and a 0. Now, can 260 answer the door? Yes. So I'm going to add a 2. Oh, nope. That's wrong. I'm going to add my 2 here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my decimal so I don't lose it. 2 times 125 is 250. I subtract and get 10, add a 0, bring it down. 125 can go into 100 0 times. 0 times 125 is 0. I subtract, get 100. Add a 0, bring it down. 125 can go into 1,000 8 times. 8 times 125 is 1,000. I subtract and I get 0. Nothing else to bring down, so I am done. All right, now that's just Kazuko. Now we need to compare it to Savannah. So Savannah has 11 hits and 50 turns at bat. Can 1 answer the door? No. Can 11 answer the door? No. So I add a decimal and a 0. Can 110 answer the door? Yes. So go ahead and bring up my decimal. 50 can go into 110 2 times. 2 times 50 is 100. I subtract and get 10. Add a 0, bring it down. 50 can go into 100 2 times. 2 times 50 is 100. I subtract and get 0. Nothing else to bring down, so I am done. All right, so who has the greater batting average? So we need to compare 208 thousandths and 22 hundredths. So I'm going to look at my tens place. Those are the same. Then I move on to my hundredths place. We have a 0 and a 2. Which one's greater? This one's greater. So Savannah is the winner. All right, moving on to number 2. The area of the parallelogram is 29 4/10 of a square centimeters. What is the parallelogram's height? Show your work. So if area equals base times height, then the height equals the area divided by the base. So I'm going to take, so the area we know is 29.4, and then we're going to divide that by the base, which is 5 and 25 hundredths. Now we can't have a decimal on the outside, so I've got to move it over 2 times. First time I moved it, it's times 10. Second time I moved it, it's multiplying by 100. So what I do with the outside, got to do the other side. I'm going to swoop this one over. I'm going to swoop this one over. I'm going to add a 0 right here. All right, we did the same thing. We multiplied by 10 and we multiplied by 100. So now I'm going to rewrite it so it looks a little bit neater and I can really read it. So on the outside, I have 525, and on the inside of my house, I have 2,940, and I'm going to place my decimal at the end and go ahead and bring that up. All right, can 2 answer the door? No. Can 29 answer the door? No. Can 294 answer the door? No. Can 2,940 answer the door? Yes. 525 can go into 2,940 5 times. 5 times 525, is 2,625. I subtract, and I get 315. Now, I have to add a 0, bring it down. 525 can go into 3,150. 6 times 525 is 3,150. I subtract, and I get 0. Nothing else to bring down, so I am done. So my answer is 5.6 equals the height. And that would be 5.6 centimeters. Number 3, a football stadium has a total of 22,392 seats. Of these seats, 1,920 are VIP seats. The rest of the seats are divided into 24 equal sections of standard seats. How many seats are in each section of standard seats? All right, so the total is 22,392, and then 1,920 are VIP seats. So to figure out how many are standard seats, I've got to subtract. So 2 minus 0 is 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. 3 minus 9, can't do it, so I got to go next door. My 2 becomes 1. My 3 becomes 13. 13 minus 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That gives me 4. 1 minus 1 is 0, and 2 minus nothing is 2. So I get 20,472. So I'm not done yet because I have to find the rest of the seats are divided into 24 equal sections. So I've got to divide that, 20,472, by 24 sections to figure out how many seats are in each section. So can 2 answer the door? No. Can 20 answer the door? No. Can 204 answer the door? Yes. 24 can go into 204 how many times? Let's see. Let's try 24 times 8. 8 times 4, 32. Keep my 2, carry the 3. Times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19. All right. So 24 can go into 204 8 times. 8 times 24, we said is 192. I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 2 is 2. 20 minus 19 is 1, so I get 12. Bring down my 7. 24 can go into 127 how many times? Well, let's think. So this is 172, so I know it's going to be less than 8. Okay, so let's try 5. So 24 times 5, 5 times 4 is 20. Keep my 0, carry my 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So I get 120. Put my 5 up here. 5 times 24 is 120. I subtract and get 7. Bring down my 2. 24 can go into 72 how many times? Let's try 3. So 24 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So I keep my 2, carry my 1. 3 times 2 plus 1 is 7. I get 72. So I put my 3 up here. 3 times 24, 72. I subtract and get 0. Nothing else to bring down, so I am done. So I get 853 as my answer, so I should choose B. I'll go ahead and erase this. So Chase chose A as the correct answer. How might he have gotten that answer? So if Chase divided 933 by the 24 sections, he would have, if he had divided 22,392 by 24, he would have got 933. So he didn't subtract to find the standard seats. He included the VIP seats. All right, we're going to move on down. Number 4, a middle school has a bridge building contest. Teams of students try to build the strongest bridge using craft sticks and glue. Each team is given 75 craft sticks. There are 1,635 craft sticks available. Tell whether each statement is true or false. There are enough craft sticks for 23 teams. So if I take 1,635 and I divide it by 75, that does not equal 23. So that would be false. If there are 20 teams, there will be 135 craft sticks. So 20 times 75, well, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 2 is 10. Done with 5, add my placeholder, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 2 is 14. Done with the 7, so now I can add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 4 is 5. Nothing plus 1 is 1. So I get 1,500. And so if I take 1,635 and I subtract 1,500, 5 minus 0 is 5. 3 minus 0 is 3. 6 minus 5 is 1. So I get 135, so that would be true. C, if each team is given 60 craft sticks, there will be enough for 28 teams. Well, let's see. I'm going to erase this just so I have room to show my work. You don't have to erase yours. You can leave yours on your page. All right, so if each team is given 60 craft sticks, there will be enough for 28 teams. So 60 times 28. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 6 is 48. I'm done with my 8, so I add my placeholder. Now I do 2 times 0, and I get 0. 2 times 6 is 12. Done with my 2, so now I can add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. And nothing plus 1 is 1. So I get 1,680. So that would tell me that is false because we don't have enough. All right, the teachers need 15 more craft sticks to have enough craft sticks for 22 teams. So for 22 teams, let's see. So 75 times 22. Well, that's a 5. 1 or 2. Here we go. 22. 2 times 5 is 10, so I keep my 0, carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. I'm done with my 2, so now I can add my placeholder. 2 times 5 is 10, so I keep my 0, carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. I'm done with my 2, so now I can add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. And nothing plus 1 is 1. So if I take 1,635 and I subtract that from 1,650, let's do that. 0 minus 5, can't do it, so I've got to go next door. My 5 becomes 4, my 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1, and 16 minus 16 is going to give me 0. So I need 15 more sticks. So that would be true. Close enough, bubbling in. All right, number 5, Elon and Rachel want to find 28 and 25 hundredths divided by 7 tenths. Elon says you should multiply the dividend and divisor by 10 before dividing. Rachel says you should multiply the dividend and the divisor by 100 before dividing. Who is correct? So before dividing, so if I put 28 and 25 hundredths inside of my house and 7 tenths outside. So I have to move my decimal 1 time to the right, and that means I'm multiplying by 10. And when I do the outside, got to do the inside, so I'm multiplying by 10. So Elon says you should multiply the dividend and the divisor by 10 before dividing. So we did that. Now Rachel says you should multiply the dividend and the divisor by 100 before dividing. Who is correct? So if I said 0.7, 28 and 25 hundredths, and I'm going to erase this just so I make sure I have enough room. All right. I'm going to move my decimal over 2 times and multiply it by 100. What I do the outside, got to do the inside. So if I divide this out, I'm going to get the same answer. So they would both be correct. This one's correct and this one is correct. So an adventure race is 9 75 hundredths of a mile long. The race is divided into equal sections. Each section is 75 hundredths of a mile long. The race organizer needs 4 volunteers in each section. How many volunteers does the race organizer need? So if the race is 9 75 hundredths long, and it's divided into equal sections. Each section is 0.75 of a mile long. All right. So I can't have a decimal on the outside, so I'm going to move it to the end, which means I'm multiplying by 100. What I do the outside, got to do the inside. So 1, 2. All right, so now on the outside I have 75, and on the inside of my house I have 975 with my decimal at my end, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. All right, can 9 answer the door? No. Can 97 answer the door? Yes, 75 can go into 97 one time. 1 times 75 is 75. Subtract, and you get 22. Bring down your 5. 75 can go into 225 3 times, and 3 times 75 is 225. Subtract and get 0. Nothing else to bring down, so you are done. So you should get 13. Now, if I take that, so the race organizer needs 4 volunteers in each section. So if I say 13 times 4, 4 times 3 is 12, so I keep my 2, carry my 1. 4 times 1 plus 1 is 5. So they need 52 volunteers. All right, moving on to number 7. Fernando is playing a video game. He has 13,782 coins. He buys 2 dance moves. What is the greatest number of costumes he can buy with the coins he has left? All right, so first I need to figure out how many coins for the dance moves. So if he buys 2 dance moves, and each dance move is 175. Oh. Hold on. Well, give me just a second, guys. All right. Maybe. All right, 175 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10, so I keep my 0, carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So I keep my 5, carry my 1. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. So I get 350 coins for dance moves. So if he started with 13,782 coins, and then he spent 350, I'm going to subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 8 minus 5 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. And 13 minus nothing is 13. So we still have 13,432. So each costume cost 850 coins. So we're going to take his total amount, so 13,432, and we're going to divide it by 850. All right, so can 1 answer the door? No. Can 13 answer the door? No. Can 134 answer the door? No. Can 1,343 answer the door? Yes. 850 can go into 1,343 one time. 1 times 850 is 850. I subtract, and I get 484. Bring down my 2. So 850 can go into 4,842 5 times. 5 times 850 is 4,250. I subtract, and I get 592. Now, I don't need to go on because my decimal is right here, and we're not really going to buy half of a costume. So he can buy 15 costumes. All right, moving on to number 8. Based on the equation, 287 divided by 8.2 equals 35. Which equations are true? So you should have chose B, C, and E. And all you're doing is looking at the decimal places. Notice how these are the same numbers, but they're all the decimal places are a little bit different. So remember, if you move one decimal, you have to move the other one. All right, in your math journal, choose a decimal with a 7 in the tenths place. Divide your decimal by 2,500. Explain how you found the quotient. So if I take 25 hundredths and I divide 7/10 by 25 hundredths, I've got to move my decimal over 2 places. So I'm multiplying by 100. What I do the outside, got to do the inside. So on the outside I have 25, and on the inside I have 70. So then you could divide as whole numbers. So 25 can go into 70 2 times. 2 times 25 is 50. I subtract and get 20. Add a decimal and a 0, bring it down. Let's say 8. 8 times 25 is 200. I subtract and get 0, nothing else to bring down. So I get 2.8. And that is the end of session 4, pages 191 through 194.